I used to be the kind of person that believed that omnipresence was not possible, and it definitely is. Do you want to become omnipresent on social media? Do you want to be creating content everywhere so you can attract your ideal client on every single platform? But do you also not want to be overwhelmed and frustrated and burnt out at the end of the day while being on all those platforms? My name is Jelena Ostrovska from JelenaOstrovska.com. I'm a business coach and creator of Bold Experts Tribe, and in this video we're going to talk about how to become omnipresent and how to promote your content everywhere without burning yourself out. So this channel is the best place for coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs, and if you consider yourself one, then be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell sign down below this video to never miss out a single video ever again, and let's dive right in. Okay, so I used to be the kind of person that believed that omnipresence was not possible, and it definitely is, especially now that we're all staying home. We are still in a lockdown, depending on which country you're in, but we are still staying home. So now is really a good time to maximize your efforts with social media. If you have been especially tempted to try different platforms or try different methods, then watch this entire video until the end, because I'm going to share with you tools and processes and strategies that I use to get my content into as many people as I possibly can. So let's get right into this. So the very first step that I do every single time when I create my content for the week and for the month ahead is I focus on my main piece of content for the week, which generally it is a YouTube video, it can be a blog post for you, or it can be a podcast. So there's three ways: video, audio, and text. Okay, so figure out which one you want to use. Maybe you want to combine video with a podcast, maybe you want to combine video with a blog post, or blog post with a podcast. If you don't feel comfortable showing your face on camera, that's perfectly fine. Just choose your main avenue and go for it. So, and if you want to learn how to actually plan your content, if you're staying home and you're just wondering, well, I've never really been consistent with content, I'm not sure how to create it, then be sure to watch this video right here where I show my entire step-by-step process that I use to create content and plan my content using my absolute favorite tool called Trello. So definitely check that out. So after I create my main piece of content, I plan it, I record the video, I do all of that. After that, before I publish, I make sure that I create a promotional graphic. So obviously for YouTube, I create a YouTube thumbnail. For a podcast, you may want to create like some extra promotional graphics or a video or something like that. And then for an article, you also want to create several different graphics, and I'm going to share with you which ones. But first of all, if you are not using every single social media platform, because there's so many of them, it doesn't mean that you have to be on them all the time. And I may have to do a separate video on that. Like, let me know to the comment section if you want me to dissect every social media platform and what to do and how to grow an audience without actually being there. I can share that with you in a future video. So with that being said, let's move forward. So you do need to be creating promotional graphics. So for YouTube channel and for my Pinterest and for my Instagram, I'm creating all of my graphics using Canva. So I'm gonna link a link down below for you for Canva in the description box, and also check out this video right here where I talk about how I create my YouTube thumbnails using Canva and how you can do the same thing. So it's the tool, you can use it for free. I pay for it $13 a month to access all the possible features. So you can use Canva to create all of your social media graphics if you don't want to hire a designer. So step number 3 is your distribution process. So now this is when it gets fun. That's when you publish your YouTube video, or you publish your blog post, or you publish your podcast. Just publishing is like 5% of the work, maybe 10, okay? So you do need to go ahead and start promoting that. And if you're not promoting that, you're not gonna grow, you're not gonna generate as many leads as you want, and things are not just gonna move by itself. Like, nobody's gonna go ahead and find your podcast or article or YouTube video unless some magic happens, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not necessarily someone who always believes in magic. Like, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but you can believe in your own effort, okay? And your own effort starts with promoting your content on social media. So I'm not going to talk about things like email your list or send to your ManyChat subscribers, your content. We're not going to cover that here. That is kind of a non-negotiable, but you have audiences on all the platforms, or even if you don't. We're going to start with Facebook. Okay, so you have a Facebook personal profile. Post on your personal profile, go live, talk about that main piece of content that you have just created, be it podcast, video, or a blog post. Okay, so talk about that. Then maybe you have a Facebook group, maybe you have a paid Facebook group. So I have a paid membership called Bold Experts Tribe. I'm gonna leave a link for that below, and I can share different tutorials with my people, and they are my customers, right? So this is my group coaching program, and that's fine, right? So I can share with them the tutorials. So then Facebook stories. So every single time I publish a YouTube video, I go and post on my Facebook stories. The same thing applies for Instagram. You go post on your Instagram feed, you can go live, you can post the link in your bio in Instagram, okay? Podcast, video, article, doesn't freaking matter. You post on your stories, you can post in the feed. Another thing, which is like another really overlooked strategy, if you're constantly talking to people on Messenger or in the DMs on Instagram, then chances are people are asking you for help, okay? And if somebody is asking me, Jay, how do I create content consistently? How do I fix my Instagram bio? How do I talk about, like any kind of topic that requires more than 3 sentences, then I can talk about it in a YouTube video or any of my main pieces of content. Because here's the thing, your YouTube, blog, and podcast, they are very much searchable, okay? So you really have to focus on that content, and then the rest of your social media efforts are gonna go to drive traffic to those main pieces of content, right? So, and then those can become shareable, but that's another topic for another time. So if somebody is asking you in a message like, hey, I'm struggling with creating this, or I'm struggling with a skincare routine, or I'm struggling with organizing my desk, how do you do this? Record a video on that, talk about it, send people the link to that free resource, okay? People always appreciate it. Every single time I have people asking me, hey, I'm really struggling with this, and then I say, like, is it okay if I send you a video? Like, I've already talked about this subject thoroughly. There's no point for me sending you a letter, you know what I mean? I'm not going to send a love letter to every single person. So instead, I'm going to send them a resource to that YouTube video. I've never heard a no. Okay, so be sure to leverage that as well. If you're active in the DMs, if you're active on the Messenger, do that. So another overlooked platform is Twitter. So you may or may not have followers, doesn't freaking matter, but Twitter is a great platform to connect with, creators, with, even like celebrities, with software creators. Sometimes I go to Twitter for customer support for certain tools, because if I can't contact the support directly, then I actually got some really good help from Twitter in the past. So we may talk about this in another video, but Twitter is an awesome place when it comes to business. And I came to that realization quite recently. So what you can do with your content is you can use something like Hootsuite or Buffer, and you can schedule your content to go out months from now. Okay, so go to Hootsuite, go to Buffer, choose whichever tool you want, and schedule your YouTube video to go out right now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now. And imagine once you have all that weekly content rolling out, you can keep scheduling that, schedule the same video or the same podcast with slightly different caption for the next year, and you're going to keep getting traffic because your audience is going to grow. So more people are going to get exposed to that old content. You know what I'm saying? So that's like an never-ending traffic machine that brings in traffic organically. So another place that is very much overlooked, it is LinkedIn. Okay, so I do love LinkedIn myself. I have used it quite a lot this year in particular. And if you have an audience that is growing, like I get searched every single week. My name appears in different searches, in business coaches, in consulting, in different kinds of things. And I also get a lot of followers. Like on a weekly basis, I get, connection requests and all that kind of stuff. So for me, not to post any content, that's kind of stupid. So every single week I have a new piece of content coming out. I do post about it on my profile. I do post in LinkedIn groups as well. So that's another place. If you can find some groups where they allow some sort of promotion, but not one some of those like super spammy, but the ones where like, people actually do pay attention to those groups. So I do have some of them, but you do want to make sure that you check the rules if promotion of your content is even allowed. So that's how you can boost your organic traffic from all the platforms. And there's one that is super overlooked, and that is Pinterest. So Pinterest is a search engine platform. It is not a social media, although they try to look like they are, but they actually aren't. Like, yes, they have messages. Yes, I think you can leave them in comments under posts, but if you put something up on Pinterest and you optimize that post, then it's going to be ranking on Google. It's easier to rank something on Pinterest than it is to rank something on Amazon or YouTube or your website or even a podcast. Pinterest does get high volume of searches, okay? So that's another place. And again, you can schedule pins, you can schedule them within the Pinterest, or if you want to use a really amazing tool for automation, then I do recommend Tailwind. So I'm gonna drop a link for that down below in the description box as well. So you can check that out. That's what I have been using to automate Pinterest. And I don't really spend a whole lot of time on Pinterest myself. I just schedule everything out, I optimize my pins, and then I just collect the traffic. So that's another place. So if you want to boost your organic traffic on social media and specifically on Facebook, I do recommend for you to watch this video right here, where I talk about how I create my content and how you can get higher engagement and visibility on your posts. So definitely check that out. So here's something that you want to keep in mind. For every single platform, you do want to use slightly different graphics. So when I create a graphic for my YouTube channel, for my thumbnails, so they pretty much go everywhere, right? So they go on LinkedIn, they go on Twitter, they go on Facebook, they go on Instagram. If I need a square image, then I'm gonna make it. And in Canva, this is what I like in the paid plan, is you can easily resize images without that much of a hassle. So that's why, like, one of the reasons why I pay for Canva, because it simplifies my life so freaking much. So, but the other thing is for Pinterest, you do want to make sure that your graphics are this size. Like, they should be vertical. They should not be the same size as you make them for Twitter, because they're not going to get a whole lot of visibility. And trust me, in 2019, I was lazy about Pinterest and my pins were not getting any kind of traffic. But this year it starts to pick up a little bit, just because I do tailor everything to that particular platform. So the key is you have to promote, and once again, promote. So if you create an article or a podcast or a YouTube video, just publishing it, just recording it, that's like a fraction of the work that needs to be done afterwards. So, and you can make money with your content, you can become omnipresent, you can create content everywhere. All you have to do is create one piece of content and reuse, you know, the phrases from it. You can, like, I can chop up this video and I can create tweets, I can create Instagram posts, I can create pins on my Pinterest, I can create Facebook posts, I can turn this into a story. I can do so much with this video, and you can too. So with that being said, if you want to learn how to actually make money on social media, I have two videos that you definitely want to check out. One right here where I talk about the money-making activities on Instagram, and another one right here where I talk about generally in social media what you need to do in order to make an income and become profitable from social media platforms. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this has been super valuable. Now it's your turn to go ahead and become omnipresent on social media and attract as many people as you can and sign clients left and right for your business. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell sign down below this video to get notified when the new video goes live, which is every single week. And be sure to check these videos right here for more trainings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.